things to make her feel guilty. And men, don't you be saying, that's all right, dog, because I know you do it too. When our wives find something to do, and instead of just releasing them and say, go have fun, honey, I got the kids, I got everything taken care of, sometimes we make them feel guilty for wanting to go do one thing. And yet here we are, we're going to play golf, we're going fishing as men, we're doing all of these things, and yet we're not giving our wives enough time to just get out and collect her thoughts and be with other Christian women, to be lifted up and encouraged so that when she comes home, she's a better and more capable and awesome wife because she's had time to herself. And so I'm admitting my faults. I hope you will admit some of yours. Some of you are like, yeah, sorry, dog, I ain't never coming back to this church. So don't make your wife, I'm speaking to myself, don't make your wife feel guilty when she wants some time away from the kids and from you. And wives, make sure what you're doing is productive for your family. And it's not something that would harm you or harm your family. And the final point for moms is this. I love you, Mom, so work on your inner beauty. Listen to what it says here about this amazing woman. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting. You know, we try to do everything to make ourselves look good in this world. But yet God does not look at the outer beauty that we look at. He looks right here. So ladies, what your kids are screaming to you is, love God with everything that you have. Kids are saying, Mom, if you can do anything with your life, fear the Lord and work on your inner beauty, because when you do, we're going to have a better family. Mom, when you love God more than you love me, you're going to teach me how to be a real man or a real woman for Jesus when I grow up. Sometimes kids become the CEO in our families. That's not right. The dad and the mom run the family. And the kids are to be subject to them, and they're to be taught by them and learn from them. So dads, if you want your kids to follow Jesus, then you better love Jesus. Moms, if you want your kids to grow up to say, I love God and I want to live for Him the rest of my life, then moms, you do the same. Listen to what 1 Peter says. It's not on the overhead, but let me read it to you. It says, your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as braided hair and the wearing of jewelry, gold jewelry and fine clothes. Instead, it should be that from your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. When God looks at us, He doesn't look at our outer beauty. He looks to see what's inside. And for you guys that were here last week, remember I said that our bodies are the temple of God, and His Spirit lives inside of us. And that's what God sees. He looks and He says, do you have my Spirit living in you? If you do, then you are beautiful. Remember last week I said, when you look in the mirror, if you have believed in Jesus and God's Spirit lives in you, then look in the mirror and see perfection. Because that's what God sees when He sees you. Ladies, if you look in a mirror and you look and you say, look at all of my imperfections, look at what's wrong, look at this, look at that, you're not seeing the same person that God sees. You are beautiful on the inside and the out. And your children and God are screaming out to you, moms, work on your inner beauty, because that's the thing that's going to last. All that other stuff will fade away. All right, so moms, take a break. Dads, wake up, because here's your part, dads. Here's what I encourage you to do. This passage goes on to say that her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. So dads, here's how you and me can help our wives be more successful. And here's a couple of things that we need to do. Dads, we need to teach our kids to do these. To praise and thank your mom often. To praise and thank your mom often. So Cole and John, the things that you can do to raise your kids, you can say, boys and girls, when you get older, I want you to praise and to thank your mom as often as you can. Look for ways to thank her each and every day. Look for ways to praise her. Because motherhood is a thankless job. Am I right? I know a lot of ladies who have been in the workforce and they have kids and then they stay home. Some of our friends are very successful business women. And they ran companies and then they had kids, and so they went home and they were stay-at-home mom, and they would come back and they would say, nobody appreciates what I do. I was very successful. I ran companies. I told people what to do, and we were very successful. And yet, now I'm staying at home, and these kids and my husband, they don't appreciate anything that I do. And it's because, dads, we have not trained ourselves, nor have we trained our kids to thank and to praise our wives often. It says here that her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Today at lunch, I've already told my boys, guys, I want you to be thinking, because when we sit down for lunch, we're going to tell Mom what we love about her. We're going to praise her. We're going to thank her for everything that she's done. And I want you guys to be thinking about that. So men, don't just wait till Mother's Day to do it once a year, but constantly praise and thank your wife, and teach your kids to do the same. And then number 2, dads, we need to teach our kids to show Mom that you love her. Show Mom that you love her. My son, he does not like to sleep at night. He's my oldest son, Caden. And so he will sit in bed, and he's like an inventor. He invents things all the time. And so he couldn't sleep the other night, so he came in there and he's like, Dad, I got this great idea to give something to Mom for Mother's Day. I'm like, all right, let's hear it. And so he wanted to take a picture, and then he wanted to cut the picture into puzzle pieces and make the picture into a puzzle so that Lisa could open it, put the puzzle together, and make a little, he bought a picture frame and put it in a picture frame. And so he did that. He worked really hard on it. And by that, it showed his mom that I love you. Not just saying, hey, Mom, I love you. Will you put up my clothes? Hey, Mom, I love you. Will you do this for me? Hey, Mom, I love you. Will you give me something to eat? It's saying, Mom, I love you, and I will show you by my actions, by doing things for you that will blow you away. And husbands, the same thing goes for us. What can we do to show our spouses each and every day that we love them, not just by it? And husbands, the same thing goes for us. What can we do to show our spouses each and every day that we love them, not just by words, but with actions? And then here's the last point, and this goes for our church. This goes for everybody in here. That we need to give extra help and care to single moms. James 1:27 says, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. You know, I think this applies to single moms. That we as a church are responsible for people within our church. And for our single moms out there who are struggling, who need help, who need friendships,